It wasn't snowing yet, but the cold wind felt sharp, like November knew something I didn't. I had one hand on Ella's shoulder and the other holding a casserole I made the night before. Jake was just behind us, carrying a pumpkin pie like it was super special. We rang the doorbell. No answer. After a minute, I opened the back door like I always did since I was big enough. The kitchen smelled like turkey and cinnamon ham, just like Dad used to make. It should have felt like home, but no one looked up. Mom was folding napkins, her smile gone. She glanced at the kids, then looked back at the napkins like they were the only thing she could control. Dad stood by the window, swirling his drink, like he was waiting for someone better to come. Ryan, my little brother, was already drinking and sitting in Dad's chair, shouting about football with Uncle Dean. Jenna, his wife, was sitting nearby, laughing like she was trying not to cry. Cleared my throat. Happy Thanksgiving. Jake put the pie down carefully. We brought dessert. No one said anything at first. Then Rachel, my younger sister, spoke up. Hey, Lee. Sorry, we weren't sure if you were coming. I blinked. You invited me. Rachel gave a small smile. Well, Ryan thought maybe you changed plans. It's been busy. Ella tugged my sleeve. Where do we sit, Mommy? I looked at the dining table. 12 chairs, napkins folded, name cards written by Jenna's neat handwriting. 12 plates. No kids' table, no extra chairs like every other year. Just 12. Rachel saw me looking and said, We thought the kids could eat in the den. There's pizza and a movie. It'll be more fun for them. Jake didn't say anything, but I saw he already understood. No one asked how we were doing. No one asked about our new apartment or Ella's school. I wasn't expecting much, but I did expect something. I looked around the room. My childhood, home, my family, and it hit me. I was a guest who wasn't sure if I was really invited. Ella held my hand tight. I didn't hold back yet. I helped the kids settle in the den with paper plates and one fuzzy blanket to share. They called it the fun table, but no one asked if the kids wanted to sit there. I stayed a moment longer, smoothing Ella's hair and fixing Jake's collar. His eyes didn't leave mine. When are we going home? He whispered. Soon, I said. Not yet. Back in the kitchen, the drinks were flowing. Dad laughed at something Ryan said. Mom opened another bottle, but didn't look at me. I put the casserole down near some untouched eggs. We're probably leaving after dessert, I said quietly. No one looked up. Ryan raised his glass. Busy mom things, right? Always rushing, Jenna giggled. We get it. Single-parent life. She said it like she never needed help, like I wasn't standing right there. I straightened up. My voice was calm but soft. Actually, I need to say something. They all stopped. Jenna's smile froze. Rachel put down her wine. I'm pulling back, I said. From everything. The tuition help, the extra bills for Mom's place. Dad's face changed for a moment, like someone moved his things without asking. I thought you wanted to, Rachel said softly. I did, I nodded. And I still care. But I can't carry everything anymore. Ryan snorted. Since when is paying? A water bill carrying anything? I looked at him. He hadn't paid his student loans in 10 years. Mom still paid for his car insurance, but I said nothing. I'm doing what's best for me and the kids. That's all. No one thanked me. No one asked why now. Mom finally spoke. We never asked you to. The silence wasn't awkward. It was final. I grabbed Ella's sweater from a chair and folded it. Jake met me in the hallway, holding pizza crust. Are we leaving? I looked down the hall, past the coats, past the old photos. My face wasn't in any of them. Not yet, I said again. But something had already left. We drove home quietly. The kids fell asleep, heads leaning close, still, smelling like cinnamon and buttered crust. The apartment was quiet when we got in. Too quiet. It used to feel lonely, tonight, it felt like breathing again. Jake dropped his shoes and carefully lined them up. I used to remind him. Now, he reminded himself. Ella climbed onto my lap on the sofa without asking, her face pressed into my sweater, sticky with frosting and something she couldn't say. "Did we do something wrong?" she whispered, voice soft. I didn't answer right away. I smoothed her hair and counted her breaths. "No, baby," I said finally. "Sometimes people treat us how they want, but we get to choose what we keep close." She looked at me seriously. "Do we still love them?" Ella asked. She didn't sound mad, just curious like kids are when they don't understand grown-up problems. I told her, "I think love stays, even if we don't visit all the time." Jake was wrapped up in the blanket next to us. His eyes were open, but far away. He hadn't asked for hugs in a long time, but he rested his head on my arm, and that was enough. We sat quietly for a while. No TV, no noise, just the calm between us. On the table, I saw the paper Ella drew on earlier that week. 3 stick figures holding hands under a crooked sun. She wrote our names in shaky purple marker: Jake, Ella, Mom. No grandparents, no cousins. Just us. I didn't add anyone or fix it. I just pinned it to the fridge where we could see it every morning. Outside, the wind blew the last leaves across the street. Inside, we were exactly where we belonged. The first missed call came on Tuesday. It was Rachel. Then 2 from Mom and 1 from an unknown number I knew was Dad's. I didn't answer. The voicemails piled up like unread letters. Short messages, no sorries, just pieces of sentences that didn't know what to say. "Hey, Alyssa. Just checking if you got home. The kids seem okay. We're going through a thing with the house. Nothing serious, but would be good to talk. Your father says hello." By Friday, Jenna sent me a message on Instagram. Not even a text. "Hey, just a heads up. Ryan's in some trouble. Might be good for the family to meet. Let me know when you can come over. No, how are you? No, we miss you. Just heads up." That night, I stood in the kitchen with my phone face down and the lights low. Jake was asleep on the sofa, a library book falling from his chest. Ella was humming in the bathtub, singing her favorite song from memory. I leaned on the counter, watching the red notification light blink like a heartbeat. I didn't listen to the messages. I didn't need to. They weren't calling because they cared. They were calling because something broke. The next day, Rachel came by. She didn't call first, just knocked, holding a bag of donuts like we were still in college, like it was a lazy Saturday morning before life got hard. She looked tired, her lipstick smudged, eyes moving around nervously. "Can I come in?" she asked. I stepped aside. She didn't sit right away, just stood by the counter, fiddling with a mug that was already clean. "It's Ryan," she said. "He might have... Okay, he did something stupid. And now Mom and Dad aren't in a good place either." I waited. She looked carefully at me. "They could really use your help to sort this out." There it was. Not, "Can we talk?" Not, "We're sorry." Just the silent math of, "You fix it." But I wasn't that person anymore. "I'm glad you came," I said softly. "I really am. But I don't think I'm the one they should call." Rachel didn't argue. She just looked at the mug again, then nodded like something inside her finally settled. Before she left, she looked around my apartment. "You really made this place feel like home." I didn't tell her the kids had done most of the work. 6 days passed with no word. Then emails started coming. Not to me, but to Jake's school and Ella's daycare. Both had emergency contacts listed as my parents, and both payments had failed. Then, a call from my old bank manager. I still got alerts from when I helped with Dad's mortgage years ago. "Just a heads up," she said. "Your father added someone new to the account last month. There's been some activity." Activity? was how they said someone had taken out $19,000 in 2 weeks. That someone was Ryan. He borrowed against the house, then used Dad's credit line to cover a failed business. A crypto disaster with no plan, just big talk. Now the walls were closing in. Mom sent a long text. Not angry, just all over the place. If you have any space to help, we could use it negotiating with the bank. You always had a way with words. They listened to you more than us. No mention of Thanksgiving. No mention of the casserole I carried like a peace offering. Just, we need you. I stared at the message a long time. The next day, Rachel sent a photo. It was the front porch of the house. The paint was chipped, a foreclosure notice taped to the door like a scarlet letter. No caption needed. That night, Jake woke up when he heard me clatter dishes. "They're in trouble, huh?" he asked. I hesitated, then nodded. "Yeah, they are." He looked down at the floor, his toes curling on the cold tile. "Are we going to help them?" Knelt beside him, one hand on his back. "We're going to do what's best for us. That's what I promised." He leaned into me, small and warm and trusting. Before, I would have been halfway across town, laptop open, crisis plan ready, bank calls on hold. But I stayed right there on the kitchen floor, holding my son, watching the tea kettle steam. They had built a house of glass around Ryan, thinking the sun rose and set in his hands. Now that glass cracked. They wanted me to fix it. But I had stopped, bringing glue to a place where I was never really welcome. Sunday morning, Rachel called again, earlier than usual. I was folding laundry, the sun just coming up. The kid still asleep. Her voice was flat. "No hello. They might lose the house this week." I paused with one of Jake's shirts in my hand, the one with the faded rocket ship. "What do you want me to do, Ra?" She didn't answer right away. Finally, "Just come by, talk to them. Maybe they'll listen if you're there." I almost smiled, not because it was funny, but because it was familiar. She kept talking. "They don't need money. They need help negotiating. Your calm voice, your logic. My calm voice. My logic. The things they called cold and too much. Until now." I told her I'd think about it. That evening, she came by again without warning. This time she didn't bring donuts. Just a folder. Inside were statements, letters, and a note from Mom that looked more like a grocery list than a plea. "I'm just the messenger," she said quickly. "Don't be mad at me." "I'm not angry," I said. And I meant it. She took a breath. "Look, I know it hasn't been fair. They leaned on you more than anyone. I waited. But there are family lies, and we're in deep trouble. You know how bad it looks if the house goes under. The neighbors talk. The church talks. There it was, the real reason, not fear, of losing the house. Fear of losing face." Rachel looked at me, searching for the old connection between us. "You always kept the peace." I closed the folder gently. "I'm not angry," I said again. "But I'm done being useful only when it hurts me." Rachel didn't argue. Not really. But her voice sounded different. "So that's it," she said, voice light. "You're just out." She didn't say it mean, but she didn't say it kind either. "I'm not out," I said. "I just stopped going where I'm not wanted." She stood there for a moment, her shoulders tight. Then she picked up the folder and left it on the way. Counter. "Just in case," she said quietly. I didn't walk her to the door. That night, I found Ella asleep in my bed, curled up like a little secret. I didn't move her. I just lay beside her and looked at the moon through the blinds, quiet, like falling snow. The next time the doorbell rang, it was Dad. I hadn't seen him since Thanksgiving. He looked older, thinner, like no sleep could fix him. He held his hat, in his hands like a nervous kid. He said my name softly. "Can I come in?" I didn't say anything, just stepped aside. He didn't sit. He walked around a little, looking at the family pictures on the wall. Jake's science fair, Ella in her Halloween astronaut costume. "You've done well," he said. I waited. He sighed. "Your brother?" "We didn't see it. He wasn't ready." I let the silence hang there so he could feel it. He looked at me. "Mom wanted to come too, but she's embarrassed." I didn't say anything, but I wasn't angry. "We never meant to shut you out," he said. "It just got complicated. Your choices made things harder." "Your choices," I repeated in my head. The decisions I made to protect myself, now, like a heavy weight they didn't want to carry. "I didn't come to argue," he said fast. "I just want to know if there's anything you can do to help us keep things together." I looked at him. Really looked. This was the man who raised me, taught me how to fix tires, balance a checkbook, shake hands firmly. But he never taught me how to ask for help without pride getting in the way. "You built a system," I said slowly, "where I didn't belong unless I was useful. And now you want me back. Not because you miss me, but because the system failed." He opened his mouth to say something, then closed it. I stepped closer. Not to comfort him, but to be clear. "I was there," I said. "Every holiday, every bill, every meltdown. You just didn't see me." He didn't answer. "I was there," I said again. "You just found it easier when I was gone." The silence after that was different. He didn't try to fill it. When he left, he didn't take the folder Rachel left. He didn't say goodbye. He just nodded and closed the door. I stood there for a while. Then I turned off the porch light. Winter came quietly that year. The holidays passed with fewer calls. No invites, no messages. The silence wasn't mean. It was on purpose. I didn't decorate much. Just a few lights on the window and a small tree Jake and Ella picked out. Plastic ornaments and paper stars they made at school. It was enough. One morning after New Year's, I opened the mailbox and found a letter from Mom. No return address. 4 pages, all in her messy handwriting. Not really an apology. Mostly memories, some regrets, and one line that stood out. "We didn't mean to hurt you, we just didn't know where you fit anymore." I folded the letter and put it in a drawer with the scissors and batteries. I didn't throw it away. I just didn't read it again. A week later, Jake asked if we could change the pictures on the hallway wall. "What do you mean?" I asked. He pointed at the old photos, school plays, birthdays, some with me and my siblings when we thought growing up meant growing together. "We can make it just us now," he said. So we did. We took down every frame, wiped the dust, and started fresh. Pictures of just us. Me, Jake, Ella. Park picnics, library awards, Halloween costumes. One photo showed the 3 of us on the couch, arms tangled, laughing at something only we knew. I printed that one big and put it right in the middle of the wall. No caption, no extra names, just us. A few days later, Rachel texted. "The house sold. Mom and Dad moved in with Ryan for now. It's a mess, but maybe it's better this way." I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. That night, after the kids were asleep, I made tea and sat by the window. The porch light was still off. I watched the street stay quiet. I watched nothing happen. For the first time in years, I didn't wait for the next knock. I didn't explain myself. I didn't leave a forwarding address. If you've ever had to rebuild your story without telling anyone why, just leave a light off. We'll understand.